Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Baldur's Gate 3, where we're going to speak to friend Volo and see if he can do anything about this parasite behind our eye. I'm sure he's got something planned.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
Now, has your research turned up anything that might help with this parasite problem?
My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep. Just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic, after all.
How many times have you done this before?
I assure you, I've dreamt of it 1,000 times over.
Oh, well, that's alright then. Do it.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle. The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push. Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
I think I have it.
The needle seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harpstring.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick. Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to your eye.
Now, don't move.
Cold metal presses against the skin beneath your brow. And then, tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on the run. I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage.
Not my bloody eye out.
Please, try not to overexert yourself. You're in a rather fragile state at present. I can't help but feel partly responsible. Perhaps there is something more I can do.
A new eye.
Take this. A far superior relic to that old jelly you were chained to. Try it on for size. And, it was very nice to have met you. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another. Far away from here, if you've a heart. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.
Ta, Volo. There we go. We've got a new eye. And now we can see invisible creatures. It's pretty cool. Didn't get the parasite out though, which is kind of the plan.
Pleasure.
But alas, we'll press on. I'm sure we'll find a solution somewhere. Now, our next goal is going to be defending the Druid Grove, I believe. We've got a fine looking party in front of us. So I guess we'll just leave camp and see how things go. Okay, we've got a few thieves hanging around. Checking out the scene. Looks like we've got some concealed oil barrels buried.
I'm fine. You don't have to keep checking.
This lot certainly understand the power of barrels as well. And there's friend Zevlov.
How did you... Gods! You have a habit of turning up where you're least expected, but no less welcome for that. We've spotted goblins in the woods. What happened at their camp?
Goblins are coming, and they are led by a drow.
Truly? Hells, I didn't expect it. We were almost ready to leave. Well... there's nothing for it now. A fight it will have to be.
Yep.
We threw them back once. If you're with us, perhaps we can do it again.
Perhaps we can. Take heart, my god is watching over us.
I suspect we'll need it before the day is done. The fact is, we cannot withstand a siege. If it's to be a battle, sooner is better than later. We need to ready ourselves and goad this drow into attacking. We'll blow the horn to draw them in, and pray our fire arrows strike true.
Yeah, she'll take the bait, and with the defences ready, we'll win the day.
Your courage is catching, it seems. Or perhaps I've finally lost my reason. Make what preparations you deem necessary, and then sound the horn. Let's have this done.
Okay, so it's preparation time. Let's have a think. We've got a concealed oil barrel up there as well as down below. I'm not sure about this one being here though, so we're going to move that. Maybe if we pop it up here as well. That might not be a bad idea. Concentrate the explosions in one place. If any enemies get close, take them out. Now we've got more barrels. Perhaps if we jump down the way that Will did earlier. Are we allowed to do that? We could. It costs us a bit of health. What if we drop a barrel and then throw them down? Target's too far. They are heavy. Yeah. We don't really want to leave them there because old Zevlor might get hit. I want to be able to get down and then get back up again, but preferably without losing health in the process. Although, what's the worst that happens if we jump down? We'll probably be able to jump back up again, yeah? Probably.
That's not
Also,
the same.
yeah, before we drop down,
Terrified the whole time.
does one of their slot have aid? Yeah, there we go. That's a bunch of extra HP for everyone, including some of our allies. Actually, yeah, before we drop down, Gale, would you mind sending Lump's Warhorn to Lae'zel? I've got a plan now, and the plan is Lae'zel stays at ground level. She can toot a little horn, and hopefully the ogres will appear down here as well. Because I've worried that they're going to kill everyone. And that's probably not ideal. Yeah, let's keep her there. Gale, get ready to blow the horn.
What does that mean?
Shadowheart, lurk over there. Astarion,
Yeah.
lurk over there. Now let's see how we do. Whole gang of troops. It's possible the spiders wouldn't be there if we'd killed them in the goblin camp. I assume the same might apply to some of the other troops here.
This is it. Everything turns on this.
Would have been quite the anticlimax if Minty had rolled a 1 there.
I know that you are all afraid, but I also know that you have been fighting your whole lives. We have never been handed the easy choices or the gentle paths, and this is no different. These creatures would take our lives, our children, our future, and we must resist!
A splinter of ice works its way into your mind.
A pretty speech. It almost brings a tear to my eye. Now slit his throat and open that gate. The Absolute wants all of them dead.
I'm sorry, Minty. Does this look like an evil playthrough to you? I'll show the Absolute the power of a true god.
You cower behind a doomed god when the Absolute promised you such power? You will die here, and your god will die with you.
Yeah, get wrecked. And indeed, Lump gets a hit on Minty. Good stuff. Wait, what? Why is everyone suddenly attacking me? What the heck, guys? Why have you suddenly turned hostile? What the hell?
Reload! Reload!
I wonder if it's the ogres that were the trouble. It's hard to say though, but let's try not summoning the ogres this time and just see if that helps masses. Now, oil barrel. I'm not trying to hit Sapamoke. What do you mean it won't work? Mysterious voice. I'm pretty sure that works quite well. A lot of enemies have just expired. And some more are on fire. And we got the bugbear. So that was pretty good going. Let's just end that turn there. See what old spider friend does. Tries to get involved. Okay. Now, who can you reach, Astarion? You can reach that guy, for sure. Can you reach anyone else over there? It looks like there's another goblin just on the edge of your range. Maybe that's slightly out of range. Yeah, I think that's slightly out of range. But that's not too much of an issue. We'll hit that one. And I guess we can hit the spider. Who wasn't actually in the fight at that stage, but they are now. So that's good. And then we'll back off a bit in case anyone decides to throw things at you. Now, the spider hasn't figured out that it's got a turn yet, so let's give it a guiding bolt as well. Zevlor can do nothing. And now Spider realises that stuff's going on.
Bring me their heads!
And Lae'zel saves against hold person. This is promising. Another guiding bolt, but this time against that spider. And now it's pretty much goblin time. We'll give Lae'zel a bit of extra shielding as well. Not sure how she got knocked down there, but that's fine. Now the sappers are coming in. Right into our oil barrel trap, pretty much. Kind of want Lae'zel out of the way, though. So, if she moves, is she going to take an attack of opportunity? It doesn't look like it. I think we'll heal her, though. Just to be on the safe side. Move her back as far as we can, which isn't far, to be honest. Does she have anything else in her inventory that can light fires? She does. So we could throw some of that down there. That's a spider taken care of. Sapper's exploded to some extent, although that one still lives apparently. As does that one. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, are you able to shove that spider? Do we want to try, or do we just want to bite it? I was thinking we shove it and then we light a fire down there, but no, I think we're alright. High defense. Necrotic touch, it's still only a 50% chance. 70% with Toll the Dead. But everyone else is out of sight. But we should be able to move without triggering an attack of opportunity. Okay, we killed the spider. Weakened that sapper, but didn't kill it.
Swords meet sorcery.
Now, if you move, Gale, there could be trouble. For you are stood on some grease. So, before we move, let's have a look. We do have a fire arrow on you. That's a sapper taken care of. Don't have much else you can really do though. Although we could jump. Get you off this grease. Or we could just walk off the grease. That also works. Now Zebs, what you got planned? Blowing up Lae'zel. Amazing. Appreciate that. Thankfully, there's things we can do about that. Rather than go down there directly and help her, we can throw a potion. If we throw it about there, the splash zone is good enough. She's only got 5 health though, which is a shame. Is she currently shielded? She is. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Lae'zel's probably not going to survive again. That guy's taken a bit of a beating, so that's handy. Now, another potion. Good. And then bit of a stab. We haven't got an action for that. Oh yeah, because we got rezzed, we used up our action. We can't really move anywhere from up here. But at least we got our shield back out. Now, Astarion. Is anyone within range of your necromancy? No. Bugger. The whole field is concentrated over there, so it's probably best if we dash. Bit of a jump, and then a bit of a dash. And Gale, you can finish dashing over here as well. Well, jogging over here. I think we'll go with a guiding bolt. Good. Ah.
You will not take me.
Lae'zel's in trouble. Again. We're running out of ways to heal her from up here. So I guess what we can do is just throw some magic at our enemies. That's probably the best bet. Yeah, another one down. Yeah, attack the tieflings a bit. That'd be great. Cool. Let's have another potion. And then we haven't really got the movement to get anywhere. What about spider eggs? Yeah. Whole bunch of little crag spiders. That'll keep people busy. So if you come over here, Astarion, are you close enough now to throw guided bolts? The answer is yes. And you can throw out a spiritual weapon. Might take some of the heat off Lae'zel.
Again.
I think that was a kill from Zevlor. Oh no, it's just a wounding. Sharp Eye Nass is still going strong. We'll see what we can do about that. There we go. Now it's dead. Bugbear gets opportunity attacked by a whole bunch of buggers. Now, Lae'zel, we should probably do something with you other than just stand about. Give yourself a big heal. Nice. Oh, you do have Misty Step as a bonus action. Why do you have that? Do you have an amulet or something? You do. Good, so we could just move you back up top and keep you out of trouble. Maybe I should have considered that a while ago. Excellent. She lives. The bugbear's down. So it's just Minty left, really. Which means we might have to wait for it to come to us. Shall we... No, I was going to say, shall we heal up our girlfriend, but it seems like she's out of range. There we go. Right as rain. Now, are you going to come over to us, Minthara? We'd like you to get in the action.
In the name of the Absolute, kill them all!
Nope, she's just going to stand there. Okay. Target is too far. It's a standoff, really. I could try and run around there, but I really don't want to risk getting into oil barrel range. Now, arachnid jump. Doesn't let you jump that far, little guy. Maybe if we can just lure her a bit closer. Those guys have got no problem dashing past the oil barrel. That might mean that Minthara doesn't want to come any closer just because she's going to be dealing with those tieflings. So we might have no choice but to dash past the oil barrel ourselves as well. But I guess a dash will take us directly past it, so... yeah, why not? Right, so she's just buffing herself. She's not doing anything terribly useful. Can Great Axe fly? Not enough resources. What do you mean not enough resources? It's within range, look. Fine, we'll just go to there. We're getting closer. Now, spiders. Attack. Hey. Oh, wait, you. Can you do a big jump? Oh, he's a good boy. If any of these managed to break her concentration, that would just be excellent. Gale. We really need some better spells. At the moment everyone's just casting Guiding Bolt over and over, but it's going to get more varied as we level up more. But until then, it's Guiding Bolt time. It's doing decent damage though, she's definitely going down. Zevlor's going to do nothing. Maybe even finish them. Do you not realise you're the only one left standing? You silly sausage. And this combo, this chain of Guiding Bolts is fun, because as long as one hits, the next gets advantage. And then that means the next will hit, and then it gets advantage. And so forth. Although now it's going to be an attack from something else, so... The chain is broken. Oh, and we missed anyway. Bloody hell. Come on, spiders. She's saving a lot of concentration checks. Oh dear. I didn't realise I was moving out of her range and back in again. We can't reach destination. Jump then. I'm glad the spiders have got a workout this playthrough. I always pick them up and never use them, so to see them becoming the heroes is pretty cool. Lae'zel, Guiding Bolt. Get the job done.
How the mighty have fallen.
Excellent. Victory is in fact ours. Inspiration is ours. Journal updates are also ours. Now, is that friend Zevlor? There he is.
That's the last of them. Tymora, smile on me. They're dead. We did it. Watching gods, you did it.
They name us outcasts, hellspawn, foul blood. But the blood of those who fell today ran as pure as any heroes. So I call us by another name. We are survivors. We are family. The road to Baldur's Gate is a long one yet, but you have earned every stride so far. Make your preparations. We leave as soon as we're able.
You. I don't know if you were sent here by gods, or fate, or sheer bloody luck. I don't care. You were a friend when we needed it. And we won't forget that. Should you ever need it, you have family in Baldur's Gate.
But we need not speak of departures just yet. We have time. The road is clear. And I, for one, could use a bloody drink. We'll join your camp tonight, if you'll have us.
Sounds like a plan to me. Halsin!
By all the watching gods, that's Halsin.
Yeah, it is.
He'll have some hard words for Korga, I expect.
I hope so.
Go, speak to him. You're the reason he has a grove to return to at all. We'll be here when you're ready to travel.
Amazing. So we've completed the quest, Raid the Emerald Grove. There certainly was a raid. A massacre of sorts, but not the one that Minthara was expecting. And now we can probably get outside, I would hope. Are we allowed out? Is the gate there or is it not? It's kind of there, but it's kind of not. Hey, there we go. Because we've probably got some looting to do, don't you know?
There's an illithid parasite in that corpse. You should take a look.
Yeah, I know. Pipe down. There's probably not much on anyone else. There's a lot of bodies. I'm not going to waste time grabbing all of them, I don't think. But up here we have one Minthara, the Night Warden herself. She has got goodies. An alchemy pouch and a camp supply sack. We've got the Spider's Lyre. We'll definitely take that. That looks interesting and rare. Some light armour. Not for us. Maybe we'll eat it in a bit. And we got a mace. Once per short rest, you can encase a target in fairy fire for 2 turns if you miss an attack against it. We'll definitely grab that.
This one is a true soul parasite. It can enhance you.
Ah.
You can absorb its potential. Open your mind to it. You already know how.
The tadpole offers psionic powers, drawn not from the weave, but the latent potential of your own mind. Such power lies beyond Mistra's control, and beyond her permission.
Interesting. Maybe we should open our mind to it. It's nice to have an open mind.
Your mind swells as it subsumes everything the tadpole has to offer. Everything it was and everything it was destined to be. Pure potential. Pure power.
Good.
I'm sure it's fine.
You have grown your power and improved your chances of survival.
Lovely. We have embraced our power. And we've also got some boots of striding. Whenever you cast a spell that requires concentration, you gain momentum. While you're concentrating, you can't be knocked prone or moved against your will. That seems pretty useful, all told. And then we got some drow fashion. Won't worry too much about that. Now, Astarion, you have words?
So, you've indulged. Just helped yourself to a little more power, I see. And there isn't a tentacle to be seen. Not a bad deal, I'd say. My only complaint is that you didn't want to share. I wouldn't mind indulging myself.
I'm sure you would. We do have others in the pack, so I guess you could take one if you want it.
Excellent. I'll have a rummage around and help myself in my own good time. Thank you. Your generosity is appreciated.
So, Astarion, happy to take advantage of tadpoles himself. Not sure how the others will feel about it. Now, what's our next goal? I mean, we could have a look at what we can do with tadpoles. We've got 6 of them available. And they've given us access to new talents. So the first attack roll or ability check you make against any target gains a bonus. That just seems generally useful, so let's put a parasite in our brain. Concentrated Blast. You must be concentrating on another spell to cast this. If the target was concentrating, you heal as much as the damage. That's big damage. And as clerics, we do concentrate on spells a lot, so I'll take that. Now, Luck of the Far Realms. Once per long rest, you can change an attack roll into a crit. That would also apply to spells as well as melee attacks, I believe. Could be useful. Cull the Weak. Whenever you bring a target down to fewer hit points than your number of evolved illithid powers, it dies and everyone nearby takes psychic damage. That could be useful, especially the more powers we had. And Psionic Backlash. Whenever an enemy within 9 meters casts a spell, you can use your reaction to inflict damage on them. So let's grab both of those two, I think. Properly parasiting our little brain here. Force Tunnel. Gives us access to some other abilities that could be of use. What have we got around the top here? Ability Drain. Once per turn, when you make an attack roll, it reduces that target's ability by 1. So we'll be using Wisdom a lot because we'll be casting spells, so we can reduce their Wisdom by 1 every time we cast a spell at them. sounds fun. But to get that, we would need possibly Psionic Overload, which we can just put on at will for 10 turns. We'll deal extra damage, but we'll take extra damage. I feel like we probably wouldn't use that much, but to get access to Ability Drain, it could be worth it. And then Stage Fright. Your targets have disadvantage on attack rolls and take extra damage each time they miss. And that lasts for 3 turns. So that could be fun down the line. But we've eaten all our tadpoles for now. And become stronger for it. Whole lot of business left to do in this here Emerald Grove though. We've not really explored around and about. We've not found Karlach for one thing. We've not found the Githyanki Patrol. We've not been anywhere down there. We could go and speak to Halsin at this point. He's down in the grove somewhere and he does want to speak to us. But we did find that clue some time ago, didn't we? There's something going on in the swamp involving Korga. Maybe we want to go and investigate that before we go back and speak to friend Halsin. Quick teleports to the village should help, because if we go south from here, we can head into the swamp.
Enough! We know you have her.
Oh.
Please, we just want Mayrina back.
Some lads who want Mayrina back.
Lads, for the love of all that is holy, I've never clapped eyes on your poor sister.
Drop the act, hag. You was the last to see Mayrina.
Just let her go. Please.
Thank goodness you're here, sweetie. I don't know what's come over these boys.
Auntie Ethel's face creases with false concern. You realize she's lying about seeing this girl, Mayrina.
Stop this! We won't ask again!
Lower your weapons, lads. I know this lady.
Sweetie, be careful!
He's with the hag!
Don't bloody stand there gaping. Get him!
What, you want to murderize me just because I said that I know this lady? That seems a bit harsh. Now, passives. Non-lethal attacks. I don't think we want to kill these guys. We can just beat them up a bit. Maybe they'll learn. And I don't think we need to use any resources on this fight either. Now, non-lethal is still on. It's on for everyone. Until we turn it off.
Demir! Demir!
It's fine, he's just knocked out. Don't have a cry. Now, Shads, have you got the ability to get in there? Not really. But if we do a jump, does that give us the ability to reach? Not quite. Okay. We could shoot him with a bow then. He's a bit close.
Try something else.
Why are you banging on, visitor? Leave us alone. And then, yeah, Astarion's definitely not going to have a chance. So let's fire a non-lethal arrow into this guy. Yep, it's fine. Oh, our spiders are still hanging about. Of course they are. Can they do non-lethal attacks? Well, let's just leave one there. Because now he should have disadvantage on his attacks. But let's non-lethally poke him with a spear.
Oh, my stars! I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's fine. I mean, do you know this Mayrina they mentioned?
She's their little sister, and she's staying with me. This is all my fault, but I made a promise. Mayrina begged me not to breathe a word if they came looking for her. And my word is my bond. That poor thing will be distraught. We can't let her know. It'd break her poor heart. I'd best get going, but please stop by my house. I'd like to thank you proper.
No worries, Auntie Ethel.
I suspect we've been played for fools.
Yes.
Was the word they used. If that's what she really is, she's beyond dangerous.
The way she disappeared like that does suggest something else is going on. But it's fine. We've just knocked out a couple of boys, and now we're going to
Let's go.
venture deeper into the swamp. Looks nice, all told.
A chill runs up your spine. You feel like you're being watched.
Is there a disruption in the weave? 15. A.
You blink and the wilderness changes. A swamp, stinking and insidious, assaults your senses.
Well now, it wasn't a nice wetlands after all. It was a horrible, stanky swamp. And somewhere in here are the answers we might seek.
Surprise. Caution is warranted here.
From Korga. But we're going to explore this stinky swamp next time. Until then, thanks for watching, friends.